Hello students, in last lecture we have studied RDBMS relational types just like one-to-one, one-to-many or many-to-one and many-to-many. Today we are going to study the next and last topic of this lesson is the introduction to SQL. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is the computer language used for storing, manipulating, and retrieving data stored in the relational database management system. Now we know the purpose of the RDBMS. It is used mainly for storing and retrieving the data. And this SQL is used to store as well as to manipulate. Manipulate means to change or to update the data and to retrieve the data. Retrieve means to display the data in the specific format, or depending on the database we will get the output. Retrieve means simply we can say it as the output. That means the purpose of the SQL is storing, manipulating, and retrieving the data from the relational database. SQL is the standard language for relational database management system. All relational database management system, just like MySQL, Base, Oracle, Sybase, Informix, Postgre, and SQL Server use the SQL as a standard database language. This SQL became the standard of the American National Standard Institute in 1986 and International Organization of Standardization, that is the ISO, in 1987. We can use this SQL to create new database, to create new tables in the database, then to insert records in the database, to retrieve data from the database, update record in a database, to delete records from the database, execute queries against the database, create stored procedures in a database, and create views in a database. These are the multiple purposes of the SQL. Now we have to study the different categories of the SQL. First category is DDL, second category is DML, and third category is the DCL. Let's go one by one. First of all, DDL, that is data definition language. Whatever the things we have to define, we have to create, for that purpose we have to use the DDL. By using the DDL, we can define, or we can say it as we can create database as well as table. By using these DDL commands, we can create database and tables. Just like to create the database, we have to provide the command as create database and then provide the database name. To create the table, we have to use the command create table and then the table name. To alter the table, use the command alter table and then table name. Then to drop the table, that means to delete the table, we have to use the command drop table and after that provide the table name. And if we have to drop the complete database, then use the command drop database and after that use database name. By using such type of commands, we can create, alter, and drop the database as well as table. And all these commands are known as the DDL. Simply remember that DDL stands for data definition language, and while defining anything here, just like any other programming languages, we are not defining the variables or any other method. Here we have to create the database as well as we have to create the tables. Therefore, here definition means the creation. Therefore, simply remember to create the database or to create the table or to alter the table or to drop the table or to drop the database, we have to use the DDL. Then next one is the DML, that is the data manipulation language. Manipulation means to change or to update the different content of the tables. And under DML, we can use select, update, delete, and insert into. These 4 commands can be used by DML. This select command, it extracts the data from the table. Then update command updates data in the table. Delete command deletes data from the table, and insert into command insert data into a table. Now we know that star is used to display the all things. Similarly, here, if we used select star from the table name, for example, here we are having the table customers, and if we give the command select star from customers, then it will display the complete details of that customer table. Now see here, customer table having the fields like customer ID, customer name, contact name, address, city, and postal code country. This customer table having total 91 records. And when we use here star means all. It will display all the records from the table customer. See here, customer ID, total 91 records. It shows total 91 records. This is the use of the select command, select star from customers. Now, if we provide another condition or another update by using the select, that select only customer name and city from the customer. Now here we don't want to display all the fields. We want to display only 2 fields, customer name and city from the table customers. Then in that case, we will get the output only as customer name and their city. It will also display all the records, total 91 records, but with the limited field names. Okay. In such way, we can do the updation, or we can display the records or fields as per our requirement by providing the necessary field names and the conditions in the select statement. Then next one is the update statement. Now, if we have to update any table, we have to provide the statement update, then table name. And what updations we want to do, we have to provide that updations by using the set command. And then where we want to do that changes, that will be provided by using the where condition. This is for the update. And one more is for the delete. If we want to delete specific table, then we can delete it. Or if we want to delete the complete database, we can use if we want to delete the specific record from the table, then we can use this delete command, delete from table name where condition. Now, if we want to delete this first record, in that case, we can say that delete from table name is customer, delete from customers where customer ID equal to 1. After providing this command, delete from customers where customer ID equal to 1, it will delete this first record. Then one more command is insert into. Insert into database means we can easily insert any specific record into the selected table. All these are the manipulating or updation commands. Therefore, these commands are known as the DML, data manipulation language commands. Select, update, delete, and insert into. Then last type of command is the DCL, that is the data control language. As name indicate, controlling, we have to keep the control on the complete transactions of this SQL. Therefore, these commands are related with its rights and permissions. It provides different access only to the specific users. And for that, grant and revoke, these 2 commands are used. We know that grant is used to provide the access and revoke is used to remove the access from the specific user. If any administrator want to give any specific access to the specific user, that time that administrator will grant that specific permission to that specific user. And if any administrator found that if any user is using that database in misway, illegal way, in that time that administrator can revoke the provided accesses to that user by using the revoke command. Okay. Therefore, to control the database, administrator have to use grant and revoke commands. These are the three types of commands used in SQL. First one is DDL. DDL uses create database, create table, alter table, drop table, and drop database. Second one is DML. It includes select, update, delete, and insert into. And third one is the DCL. It includes grant and revoke. Here we completed our second lesson, Introduction to Database.